Cutters, Degrassi, Unpopular Opinions. Hey there, Heather Ho, there's Jeff Cutter, welcoming you to another Cutter, Degrassi, Unpopular Opinion. Now, I don't do many unpopular opinions on this topic, which I'm going to talk about. This is number 177, if you must know, and you'll probably see it in the title. But as is, okay, so season 6 happened. When season 6 started, Emma was with Peter. Peter got a new car for his 16th birthday from his dad. Peter's dad is divorced from Miss Hatzlackles, his mom. And Emma's happy and all that. And then all of a sudden, I don't know where, Sean pops up in the picture and wants to attend Degrassi. He's back. And everyone's like, wow, that's unbelievable. Sean's back. And then, Sean seems cool and all that. Peter kind of wants to be near Sean. And, likes him. But then Peter finds out through Manny that, Sean and Emma have had a history with each other, with a couple of relationships. Peter panics, and then Peter flat out asks Emma, who would she rather be with, Sean or him? Emma doesn't give a straight answer, so Peter decides to take matters into his own hands and frame Sean for drugs. Sean's upset. Emma believes Peter for some strange reason, not giving Sean a reason to defend himself. So anyway, through Jay, Sean finds out that, it had to be Peter and all that. And Peter kind of bragged a little bit. So Sean and Peter decide to drag race for Emma's heart. And Jay kind of courses them into it. So the simple fact is that they have the race. Sean hits the pedestrian, the jogger, and Jay tells Sean to leave the scene because they're going to go easy on Peter, but not Sean. Sean hides out with Emma. Emma forces Sean to turn himself in and all that. I mean, Emma had to. Emma had to tell Sean to go to the cops because, I mean, if she harbors a fugitive, Emma's in trouble too. So anyway, Sean goes to jail for his crimes. Peter just gets off with massive community service, and thanks to connections with Peter's dad and the judge and all that, he's free and all that. And Emma actually talks to Peter and says, we're compatible and all that. And then, Sean's suffering in jail. Jay and Manny try to tell Emma about Sean's problems. Emma feels conflicted. She feels bad for Sean, but she also is with Peter, though, too. And of course, Peter, is not going to tell Emma the truth about everything. But then at a dance, which they made it a masquerade dance, because Emma desperately wanted Peter to come to the dance and all that. Jeez, Emma, what are you doing? So the simple fact is they have the masquerade, and then Emma is talking to Manny and all that. And Emma says, well, it has to be Peter. I mean, who was there to hold my hand during the eating disorder? But Emma's got it wrong. It was Manny, not Peter. All that. And I feel like the first run, I watched it, and Emma and Manny says, who saved you from a bullet? But no, that didn't really happen. But anyway, and then they talk about a mask in a locker. And Manny says, how did Peter put that mask in your locker? Wait a minute, he doesn't know my combination. Wait a minute. And then she forces Peter to come clean, saying that he knew the locker combinations from his mom's list and planted the drugs there, saying that he did it for the relationship. Emma realizes what he has done and basically blackballs him. It doesn't help that Miss Hatzlackles finds Peter at the dance, too. But I figured Peter got away with it by saying that Emma coerced him into it, which kind of makes sense. So Emma stays with Sean for the rest of season 6. They go up through ups and downs, and then, of course, Sean leaves for the army. Emma thinks about using pregnancy scare to get Sean back, but then she realizes she can't be that type of person. So she lets Sean go to the army. They kind of correspond, and then she finds true love with Damien. And is like, what? I guess she doesn't want to wait for Sean, even though Sean comes back one day for shore leave or whatever you want to freaking call it. So that's that. Now, of course, you're thinking, well, what's the topic of this CDUO? Well, simple. Well, the title will tell you. But anyway, here's the CDUO. It's about Manny's involvement. And I did a Reddit post 4 days ago Now, the reason why it's a short time between doing the post and doing the video is because I only got one comment, so I don't think anyone's going to comment on the post. Anyway, 4 days ago, and this is being taped on November 12th, 2022, for context. I said, is it possible that Manny's talk to Peter about Sean returning in season 6 was a ploy to break up Pemma? Pemma. And I said, the Pemma relationship should not have happened at all, especially with Peter ruining Emma's best friend and getting Manny to live with Emma. And then in brackets, I said, I feel Emma was a jerk to Manny in season 5 by dating Peter behind her back. But when Sean came back in season 6, Peter is told by Manny about Sean and Emma's on-again, off-again relationship, making Peter spooked and decided to frame Sean for drugs so that he can get Emma, which he had until he gets busted for putting a mask in her locker, leaving Peter saying that he did the drug plant to save Pemma. But is it possible that Manny still was not approving of Peter being with Emma, and the first chance she got, she wanted Pemma to break off and for Emma to be with Sean? I say yes, because she was watching out for Emma and still had the hate for Peter and figured Emma was better with Sean. I got one comment, and Chad Fender Talk said this. I got the sense that ultimately Manny wanted happiness and stability for Emma. At the time, Emma and Peter seemed to be in a good place, so even if she didn't really like Peter, Manny thought their relationship was good for Emma at the time. And I think she generally was trying to prevent Emma from self-sabotaging, as she sees it. Well, the simple fact is, yeah, maybe so. I mean, but you got to count on the fact that Emma had pined for Sean and all that. They first went out in season 1. Emma wanted to reform Sean and all that. She liked the bad boy type, and then unfortunately Sean ends up pushing Emma in an argument after he gets mad at Jimmy. So Sean and Jimmy fight, and then Emma gets involved, but then Sean pushes Emma and breaking up the relationship. Easy peasy. And then in season 2, for some random reason, Emma decides to want to be with Sean close to, Spike and Snake's wedding and all of that. Of course, she's upset that Sean got invited to the wedding. After all, she still harbors anger towards Sean for pushing her and abusing her. And, Emma had the right to. And then simply put, is that, she goes with Sean. She had no relationship between that season 1 and 2. And then she got back together with Sean. And then they were a decent fit in season 3. But then Sean decided to go with Jay and the Candy Bandits, whereas Emma had her hands full dealing with Snake having leukemia and a new baby brother. So, there's anger towards things. And Emma, I think, in fact, wanted Sean to pay for dumping her off and moving on without her, which kind of was stupid. And she almost lost Chris. She should have lost Chris. I wouldn't have blamed Chris one bit for getting rid of Emma. But then, Emma and Chris break off for some reason. I still have it in my head that Emma was only with Chris to try to stick it to Sean being with Amy. And then once Sean stopped being a thug and wanted to be with Ellie, then Emma realized that, her relationship with Chris doesn't work out, so she probably broke it off. Of course, Emma gets in trouble for trying to prevent Chris and Liberty from dating, saying that, what does that say about her? Why would Emma, and then it's like, why would Emma care about what people think about her? People hate on her. She still does the activist crap. But then someone said that it's possibly because with Emma realizing that Manny is getting all these guys and Emma seems to not get good guys, Emma figured she needed to make a new change in her life. Of course, that gets her in trouble. She doesn't have a boyfriend. She doesn't really have true friends. All she has is a quiz bowl team after the school shuns her for protecting Rick and the dog. So Emma, is without a boyfriend until Peter shows up season 5. She wants to be with Peter. Oh yeah, I forgot. Why am I forgetting this? After the gun was put in her head, Sean saves Emma from being shot by Rick. And Emma actually feels compelled to be with Sean. I mean, after all, Sean saved her life. I mean, it's a natural reaction. And then, she was upset when Sean went back to Wasaga Beach. So was Ellie, too. But the simple fact is, Emma really took it hard. She took it on the chin. And then, she didn't find any guys in the rest of season 4. Well, I can't blame her because of her zombie face. And then season 5, she looks for Peter, and then all of a sudden, she's wooed by him. Despite the fact that Peter framed Manny with a topless video and got her in trouble and made Manny move out and into Emma's house, Emma still states Peter. Emma was trying to get revenge for Manny, and she failed. She actually was wooed by Peter. I think in her head she wanted to be with a guy. I wonder if she figured she would be with a guy because she's scared that, if a Rick Murray type went after her, then the boyfriend would kill him. I don't know. That's just me. But anyway, yeah, she's with Peter. She has to hold that secret, the relationship secret, whereas she has troubles in her home life. Spike and Snake are temporarily separated, and she's getting a lot of pressure on her. And she falters into an eating disorder, which she tries to impose on Manny in a sense. Manny did want to lose weight for a role, yes, but, she figured that Emma was taking things a little too far. And unfortunately, I'm going to agree with that. So, yeah, so Emma then has the eating disorder. She bounces back from it. She's still with Peter, and, no one's making a fuss. Manny's not making a fuss out of it. But I think Manny was looking out for Emma because, Emma, she was worried that Emma wanted to be shot. I mean, I think the thing from season 4 was still there. I think Emma still wanted to be with Sean. I mean, Guy saved her from being horse meat or whatever you want to call it. I don't know why I said that, but as is. So yeah, but Manny has a hatred for Peter, and I think that she, in a way, was not too happy that Emma wanted to spend time with Peter. And fair enough, I understand. And I mean, the fans, I think, more so than Manny, didn't want Pamela to happen. They were like, why would Emma be with Peter in the first freaking place? So I think maybe they've raised the stink and the writers decided to break Emma off because the fans were not happy, saying that Emma deserved better than Peter. Unfortunately for them, Emma would go with Damien, who then cheated on her with Liberty, but Emma doesn't blow a gasket saying that, Damien's the bad guy. And then she was with Kelly, a little controlling. She was just boy crazy. And I guess because, she didn't have a boyfriend who was going to help her out with the Rick situation. And, Sean moved on. So, yeah, blame Manny all you want. I think Manny was just looking out for Emma. I agree with that comment. But all I got to say is that, I don't blame Manny. It's not like I'm saying, well, Manny's wrong for probably trying to break up Emma. I think Manny had good intentions. That's all I'm going to say. And that's all I'm going to stick with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff.